Authorities say at least 2 people are dead after a midair collision involving 2 small planes in southern Arizona. According to Associated Press, the National Transportation Safety Board said it is investigating the collision near an airport on the outskirts of Tucson. The Marana Police Department confirmed 2 deaths after responding to the crash. The Federal Aviation Administration says 2 people were aboard each plane involved in the collision.
US officials have proposed to send peacekeepers from non-European countries to Ukraine in the event of a ceasefire, The Economist has reported. According to the magazine, they are primarily talking about a military contingent from Brazil or China. US Vice President Vance said that the forces consisting only of Europeans would be less effective in deterrence, the publication's journalists noted. It is expected that these forces will be deployed along the ceasefire line to create a buffer zone. A contingent of peacekeepers from Brazil or China could complement the military personnel from European countries, including France. Earlier, the French authorities proposed a European mission that would remain far behind the front line. Thus, the military should provide support to Ukraine without necessarily being involved in possible future hostilities. However, it is well known that Russia opposes any deployment of foreign troops in Ukraine. Therefore, Donald Trump's administration will have to force Vladimir Putin to make concessions. The Economist concludes it is also expected that the UK, France, Germany and Poland will be among the countries that may send their peacekeepers to Ukraine. Besides, in January, Ukrainian President Volodymyr Zelensky was insisting on deploying US troops in the country as a possible security guarantor for Kiev. Europe could send a multi-brigade reassurance or deterrence force to Ukraine. The number is estimated at between 25,000 and 30,000 troops. The Washington Post reports this with reference to sources. It is noted that these troops, if they are sent to Ukraine, will not be deployed along the contact line, but will be ready for a show of force if the Russian army resumes hostilities. At the same time, the publication notes that the troops could be supported by a large number of forces from outside Ukraine if they need to quickly build up their forces and advance. France, meanwhile, has carried out more advanced military planning, with estimates suggesting it could send around 10,000 troops, though other European allies are still more worried or have limited military capabilities, 2 people familiar with the matter said. Ukraine's European backers are jockeying for a role in talks to end the conflict from which they have been excluded, even as those negotiations could reshape the continent's security landscape. The prospect of sending troops into Ukraine is gaining traction among European leaders as the Trump administration moves quickly toward direct talks with Moscow, with US and Russian officials expected to meet in Saudi Arabia on Tuesday, the article says. The United States has ruled out sending its contingent to Ukraine. However, European officials say Trump has not ruled out the prospect of supporting European forces that could enter Ukrainian territory. Estonia is ready to send its troops to Ukraine as part of a post-war peacekeeping mission, together with other partners, said the country's foreign minister Markus Sakna. In addition, Sweden does not rule out sending its military to Ukraine as part of a post-war peacekeeping contingent. Earlier, British Prime Minister Keir Starmer said that London was ready to send troops to Ukraine, if necessary, to provide security guarantees. According to him, the UK is ready to play a leading role in accelerating work on security guarantees. First images have emerged of an innovative containerized air defense system called Gravehawk, jointly developed by the United Kingdom and Denmark for Ukraine. The system, which repurposes Soviet-era R-73 air-to-air missiles for ground-based air defense, represents the latest development in what has become known as Franken-SAM systems. The development of Gravehawk comes at a crucial time for Ukraine's air defense capabilities. The system's deployment coincides with the UK Ministry of Defence's announcement of an additional £4.5 billion, $5.6 billion in military aid for Ukraine this year. According to Forces News, which first revealed the images and detailed information about the system, the development was carried out by the UK Ministry of Defence's task force Kindred alongside private contractors. The project took approximately 18 months to complete and cost £6 million, approximately $7.5 million. The Ukrainians initially didn't want Gravehawk. Instead, they wanted more air-to-air missiles and F-16 Fighting Falcons. Forces News reports, but having seen it in action, they are now apparently sold on it and want lots more. The Gravehawk system is housed within a modified ISO shipping container featuring a retractable roof. The system employs a sophisticated targeting mechanism that includes a retractable infrared camera system for target acquisition and tracking. Each unit costs approximately £1 million or $1.24 million. The war zone notes that the R-73 missile, known as NATO as the AA-11 Archer, is particularly well suited for this adaptation due to its high-off boresight capabilities. The missile's seeker can articulate in any direction much farther than a traditional heat-seeking air-to-air missile with a fixed, non-high-off boresight seeker that stares directly forward. The Warzone publication says Ukraine's R-73 stockpile remains a concern, but similar Franken-SAMs, such as modified 9K33 OSA systems, have already seen combat. Whether Gravehawk can be adapted for AIM-132 ASRAAMs or US-made AIM-9 Sidewinders is still unknown. 2 Gravehawk units have already been delivered to Ukraine and have seen combat use. The Ukrainian military is set to receive 15 additional units. The system is transported using a Leyland DAF truck equipped with the demountable rack off-hold and pickup system, allowing for relatively quick deployment and repositioning. The system offers several tactical advantages, including passive infrared sensors that are immune to Russian electronic warfare detection. Containerized design provides mobility while maintaining a low profile during transport. Capability to engage various aerial threats, including drones, cruise missiles, fixed-wing aircraft, and helicopters. The Warzone reports that this development is particularly significant given current uncertainties surrounding future foreign military assistance, especially from the United States. Recent statements from US officials have raised questions about long-term support strategies, potentially making European partners like the United Kingdom increasingly important for Ukraine's defense capabilities. The system joins a growing family of innovative air defense solutions, including a previous UK-supplied system using AIM-132, advanced short-range air-to-air missiles mounted on Supercat high-mobility transporters.